you do have someone like Andrew Booth, does have a goal to his name all the way back in the championship opener. That is in the 11 tonight for Miami.
They had moments of brilliance, but when you get behind the 8 ball early on, not 1-0, 2-0, but 3-0, you're asking a whole lot, and they were simply outclassed by the Rowdies a week ago. As this contest now has officially begun, Tormenta FC
set up by a chunked pass into the defensive portion of the midfield, and that set everything up. But Miami FC needs to start getting a foothold in this match. They haven't been in the attacking half.
Trouble here, and DA almost got beat the long way. That 6'7" frame paid off though, but more flirting on the other side for the road team.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. Right now, Tormenta looks like a side that has come in. They want to impose their will, and yes, it's only the first couple of minutes, but they are imposing their will. That did not miss by much, that left-footed attempt from Rodriguez, who's tied for the team leading goals.
He had 10 goals a couple years ago in 14 matches for Tormenta. They've only played a handful of games so far during League One play. They're 2-2-1.
I tell you what, that would be a status symbol still if I was able to do that.
8 miles to the gallon.
Exactly. I had a 94 Buick Skylark.
The D8 comes out, open net the header, and it finds Twine. Loose change, and Dangler knocks it in. Jake is on the board, and the road team has the advantage. Look out, League One, it's 1-0 Tormenta.
Doesn't know how he should play this ball. You're going to see he gets crossed up. He runs into his own man. Miami's trying to distribute the ball in close quarters, but it's telegraphed almost every single time. This back four and even the defensive midfield for Tormenta is having no problems getting feet in and disrupting the passing. There, it's good vision, but it's extremely well marked.
Bona. Some pretty good pace to it. Luisinho, right-footed punch. Good stop there by Romig.
Well, that's a lapsing concentration from a Tormenta side of things. We saw this happen just a couple of moments earlier where Booth got himself towards the area. This is a similar situation. Lazy out of the back there from Tormenta, and Luisinho decided to give it a rip, and that's a real good attempt from that distance, and now some life from Miami FC.
And the surface, we have to point out, completely different for Miami FC playing on grass as opposed to the normal turf at FIU Stadium. That football/soccer field is all turf. Those hoppers that we saw with Luisinho, if that's back on the football field, it's a little bit different of an element because it could skip the sky high.
Without question.
Antonio Nocerino bringing 19 new players to the roster this year for Miami FC. He likes the energy and spirit of this squad, but he feels that the competition level for them is not for the full 90 yet. They've had flurries throughout the year, but they're certainly a step behind. Makoto and Ayambilla mixing things up.
I'm okay with launching long balls here initially just to get something in the attack where you can get organized in the attacking half. You don't want to have to play blast and chase all night, but if this is what's going to get you into the attack, then so be it.
We've seen you with a nice move, left-footed punch, he scores! In the 20th minute, that was a straight rip for Luisinho, and this game is now tied at 1-up.
Miami has been unable to get anything in the attack, so why not a bit of magic? Look at that back heel to free himself, and the left foot from nearly 30 yards out. That is spectacular, and that may be the goal of the opening 3 rounds of the U.S.
Looking for any kind of separation. Yeah, and to your point too, Ken, it's not like Tormenta wants to keep these guys at this level. So it's a breeding ground to elevate to the next level. So to reorganize, craft a new roster, to build a winner, and then to keep that kind of winner's mentality in the locker room, it's not an easy feat because personnel's not the same year in and year out.
Well, you knew that Keziah Sterling and what he was able to do in a Tormenta shirt, there was probably a very slim chance.
Lopez, excuse me, nice stop there by Romig. Cardona is the one that set that up out wide on the right-hand side. Luisinho looking for a brace here tonight.
That's really, truly the first or second time here tonight that Miami has been able to unlock Tormenta on the flanks, on the wings. Everything's been up the middle, a bit on their heels here the last half hour or so.
Luisinho has scored from this spot, tries to pull the trigger with the same mark, just a hair over the crossbar.
That left foot is extremely dangerous, and the movement that comes off that ball, this is the third time we've seen him line up that left foot and have Romig absolutely terrified of what's coming his way. One was a great stop from distance. The other was the goal of the U.S. Open Cup, and then that was not that far off.
Yeah, he's got some good pop with that left foot.
And like you said earlier,
the DA is going to come off.
well, that is significant.
Yeah, Felipe Rodriguez is going to replace him. Rodriguez has seen no time so far this season with Miami FC. So he comes into the fire. Ripe old age of 19.
Yeah,
so,
he's on an academy contract.
Yeah. Old enough to vote, but you can't drink.
Right, right.
But you're a pro anyway.
Welcome to the U.S. Open Cup, 19-year-old Felipe Rodriguez.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Not exactly the physical imposing presence that Ndiaye is. Well, boy, if this isn't some adversity here for Miami FC, when they've had a great control of this match since the Luisinho goal.
Yeah. Well, this will have bigger implications for their match on Saturday now.
No doubt.
The DA not available. Gagliardi, we don't know if he'll be available. And it could be the 19-year-old in a few days from now.
Antonio Nocerino might be real busy tomorrow scouring the wires.
Looks like we'll get a couple more minutes of added time.
Curious to see what drew Ndiaye physically out of the match.
Stretch. Akoto here. The giving back. Akoto trying to make a play on it, but he could not. Watson trying to heel kick it over to him. Lopez. Great fight here from Lopez. Lopez has Luisinho on the right-hand side. Lopez. Luisinho! Sweet play! He scores!
He had no business winning this ball, but he outworked Stretch for it. He's able to head it to himself. And it's obviously retaliation for poor play or frustration.
Boda here with the right foot. Romic denial mode there. Big stop in the late first half stages. Romic keeping this deficit only at 1 goal. Well, that was a laser of a shot from Boda. And Miami FC dangerously close to making this a 3-1 advantage, but nevertheless, 45 minutes in the books here from FIU Soccer Stadium. Spotted that red card while he's watching 9 matches. Not just this one, but you figure 8 other matches, you got a ton of things to do, commish. Opportunity, it wasn't like the possession was in the middle of the pitch. Completely different situation. Watson trying to weave his way through some traffic. Dangerous moment here. Good stop from Rodriguez, the 19-year-old, with a big stop to keep the advantage at 1.
I do not like what I'm seeing early here from the Miami FC defense. They are allowing themselves to be worked off the ball. There is more intent here from Tormenta to impose their will, throw their body weight around, and it's been effective here early. They have dominated this opening portion of the second half, and that was a great opportunity.
Ajmir Spangler with a good shot. Rodriguez finds stop. This corner, the header, Dangler, oh, he simply just mishit that ball. He'd love to have a reprieve. Otherwise, this thing would be 2-2.
Where is the marking there? It was non-existent. And that ball hanging up as long as it did in the middle of the box, there's no reason for Knutson to lose track of stretching that spot. There's absolutely no reason that that happens. This is where, if you're Miami FC now, you've got to figure out what's the plan, because if you're going to allow Tormenta to sit there and throw body shots this entire half under man trying to protect that lead, I don't think that's sustainable.
Yeah, certainly not. And more to your point on that, on corner kicks, it's something that Antonio Nocerino has said throughout the weeks. This is a communication thing as much as it's an execution thing. The set pieces have been a hindrance on their advancement throughout the year, and they've given up, again, 3 goals via corner kicks throughout the year. That's tops in USL Championship.
Well, that was a communication problem for sure.
Knutson try to give it to Cardona, but you see it playing down a man. Not going to provide much fruit offensively for Miami FC now.
There's some urgency right now for Tormenta. They understand that they can take advantage of this. They understand that if they keep the ball in their attacking half and they don't allow themselves to be out-hustled by someone like Frankie Lopez, there is a goal, an equalizer in their future.
Ken Levicka, I'm David Gascon, hanging out with you from FIU Soccer Stadium. Pleased to be with you on a Wednesday night. Third round action, Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Corey, good space from the Lebanese player, top of the box. Nice move, left foot, Rodriguez again. Spangler has had 2 quality scoring opportunities. The Brazilian had 6 goals last year, 7 helpers with Tormenta. Fonseca here looking for an equalizer. In the 65th minute, that shot had plenty of flair to it, but too much hook, and it goes wide. Corey, Doyle, see if he gets it back. Oh, he had a step to get it back. He does. Pulls the trigger. Oh, it's going to find Twine. Bad luck there for Rodriguez. Tormenta with the equalizer in the 69th minute, and we are level at 2-2.
It's been coming for the last 18 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The 10-man, already a poor defensive team with a 19-year-old keeper now in goal. And this was a fantastic
playing down a player.
Yeah, Tormenta, I don't love when they play the ball back and start to look a bit complacent.
Dangler's shot, it's a slow roller towards target on Rodriguez. You're not going to beat many of keepers from that far out like that.
And it was still a nice job by Rodriguez to handle that short hop. It's not easy. And that popped up on him, especially if he's someone that's been playing on turf here, at least in training, with the top side. But Tormenta, much better when there's intent to their attack. And I'm not saying it has to be constant pushing, but I don't like when they play it back. That's where they're making the mistakes and getting a little bit sloppy with the ball. And that can get your pocket picked and have catastrophe happen.
80th minute. 2-2 is the score. Miami led late 2-1 at the end of the first half. Gavilanes trying to capture some more magic. No, but it finds the opposite way. Cardona lets it rip. Romig saw that shot come right at him. More reactionary stop, but nevertheless one he had to make.
And that brings us back to Booth opting not to shoot.
Yeah.
Last time into the area. It's at this point, if you're Miami FC, put some pace on it and say, hey, Romig, make a play. We've seen him look a little bit uneasy at times here tonight.
Cardona there, Barbier, Andrew Booth. Gavilanes will deliver this corner kick.
Yeah, Tormenta's tired. It's taken them a while to get back up the pitch.
Gavilanes softly played through. That was looking to grab that Knutson, but Knutson couldn't elevate. Ball just a little bit too short for him, but Miami FC is going to get a do-over.
And this is good, and Miami FC is best served to, as Gavilanes is showing, take it sweet time.
Gavilanes did not start this match. You have to think, if you're Antonio Nocerino, give him some work right now, late. Boda, not the best delivery. Booth, Gavilanes, this spells like trouble, and he shoots that ball a little high and wide.
Tormenta is playing with fire right now, way too complacent defensively, and you can tell they're thinking about when can we get back into the attacking half.
Yeah.
And they are allowing Miami FC the opportunity to work in space and put some balls on a platter. This is not very disciplined from Tormenta right now.
Tormenta asking for a handball. Gavilanes will say his shot got nicked by a member of Tormenta. Gavilanes, another corner. That one was way too short, trying to go short side against Romick. Gavilanes, a second crack at it. Good stuff from Romick on the goal line. Tormenta's going to play on April the 21st. Vivas just couldn't settle it down. That insert to him a little too hot to handle, but it will result in a corner kick. Tunbridge working quickly on this. Back post Rodriguez. He fell on his wallet, obviously lucky enough to get that ball away. Tunbridge again with backspin on it, bouncing around. Rodriguez can't get to it. It's 3-2 Tormenta. Well, a Herculean effort. Callum Stretch with the go-ahead goal in the 88th minute. Tormenta had their first lead early on, and now their second lead is late, 3-2.
Just a matter of time, and Tormenta has played this textbook up a man with an inexperienced keeper. Throw the ball at the goal, headed down, great delivery, and it finally comes in waves with Stretch on the back end, on the back post. Nothing that Rodriguez, who has been phenomenal, nothing he can do about it. And Gonzano streaking to the ball, and no touch means it almost finds the back of the net, tucks itself inside the post. There have been 3 phenomenal opportunities for Miami FC in this half, and I would argue they are better chances than much of what Tormenta has gotten, though they've scored twice.
Yeah, Cardona didn't even get a piece of it. This cross, it's going to be a wide open net. It's 4-2. Vivas adding the insurance marker here in added time, and for Tormenta, the beat goes on. They're heading to the 4th round.
There has been an incredibly small margin of error tonight for Miami FC. They have been extremely unlucky. They go to the half with the lead when they very well could have been level, very equal footing in terms of their ability, their talent level, what the current state of said franchise is in. And I'm not trying to detract and or disrespect anybody, but the fact of the matter is Miami FC has clearly come in, and this is very much a restoration project right now in West Miami that is very young. And a Tormenta side that 2 years ago won its league with one of the best coaches that we've seen in domestic American soccer. This is not a cup set. This was a very even matchup coming in.
Tunbridge, nice move. Tunbridge trying to make it 5-2. He shoots. Good stop from Rodriguez.
Rodriguez has shown a lot tonight. He should be extremely pleased with his effort. The 19-year-old in dire circumstances, and what he's been able to do, he's largely stood on his head. And the goals that
and they played the cards that were dealt them tonight. Up a goal. Luisinho scored twice to give the advantage towards Miami FC.